Get the Henny ready, because at 8 PM we know what's coming.
It's the Arsenal game, that's what it's referring to.
Alright, sick.
Weekly routine.
An hour starts now.
Right.
So, boys.
Is Clout necessary though, TD?
Huh?
Is Clout even necessary?
Is that a trick question? Because we all know it is.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do you not think that if you are that dope, your light will shine through?
What do you mean? Because isn't that Clout? Like,
No, Clout for me is you just being in the public eye or being. Do you know what I mean? Or like not.
there's usually a reason.
Cloud it up.
Okay, when I say is Clout needed, I mean, should people go out searching for Clout? Do you think it's for Clout, or should they just stick to who they are? Do you know what I mean?
My boss saying she just saw Stormzy outside his house waiting for a cab, and he was dripping. His drip was amazing, apparently. His drip.
Right.
He's got clout, but
He's got a lot of Clout for the right reasons.
for the right reasons.
Should people do things
No, but
for
this
Clout?
is what I'm saying. Yeah,
No, people should not do things for Clout.
yeah, that's my argument.
People should not do things for Clout, but that's kind of the way the game is like now.
That's
It's
the
like
world.
we're always competing for other people's attention. So
I think
the
people should push.
question is like, I'm gonna say something controversial here, but you know the way girls wear makeup, they don't wear makeup for men, but men are like like you know part of the reason why
they do it.
Benefit from
Yeah.
them wearing makeup is what you're trying to say.
Wait, what?
No, that's not what you were saying.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying that like when you do things, yeah, Clout is not the reason why you do things, but it's a byproduct. Just like your job, you know.
Right.
Most people work for money, but they shouldn't work for money.
And then Clout is like a meter of how successful whatever you're doing is.
I think Clout is just. I think Clout's just a toxic way. That's our generation have used to say fame or just good things. I don't know.
No, because you can be a good person and have bare clout.
No, but what's like? Where did Clout come from? Is what I'm trying to say.
It's a very old word.
That's actually a political term.
Is it?
Yeah, it's usually just used just in politics to, you know, sort of describe how much sway you have in the atmosphere.
Right. Big facts. Clout. Word.
Didn't know that.
Origin. Old English means
That's
a
where
lump
Clout
of
comes
something.
from. So Clout comes from politics.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Very old word.
But now, I think that, you know, one of my cousins told me, one of my older cousins, a long time ago, he actually told me that the most important thing in this world isn't love or money, it's actually influence.
Your power to be influenced or your power not to be influenced.
The power to influence. So I'd say Clout is like it's kind of become like
The modern
That's
day
interesting.
influence.
I feel like
informal, but I think it's like the formal way of saying influence. You know what I mean? Like if someone has clout, that means that, like, you know, they have a big following. They're like
a lot of people watch what they're doing.
Yeah, and that they can influence things with.
that's interesting. I think there's more power to not to be influenced.
What do you mean?
So you see all these things going on. You see all these like different things, and you're able to stick to your own vibe and stick to your own image.
I think that comes with.
So like seeing, for example, let's look at a mainstream genre, drill. It has a lot of artists that kind of are influenced by the same sound, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, say for example, if you hear someone that is known for drill or drill music do something that isn't necessarily drill, like, I feel there's more power in that standpoint than someone just continuing to go along with the image of grime or continue the image of drill.
Or breaking the mold, doing something different.
Yeah, just doing something different. Like, do you know what I mean?
for creating your, obviously, like, I'm talking about, like, let's say, why do you follow your captain? Why is the captain of the team? Why is he the captain of the team? Because he has the ability to influence others in a positive or negative way.
Obviously positive, that's why he's captain.
I think it's more. Like, for
I
example,
said, said positive or negative, just give
like,
a balance.
In my day job, my duty is to lead. I'm a manager, so. But it's not. I don't go. Okay, I don't do things to be like. Okay, this is what I'm trying. Like, I'm leading by example. That's more of what I'm doing. It's like you have a job to do. You know what your job is. I'm not here to make you feel terrible about your job. If you need help with your job, I'm here to help you with your job, and I'll try and use my initiative to help you with your job without you feeling like you need to ask for it. Yes, but my main thing is to lead by example. I
think the point of the fact that influence being important and powerful is the fact that if you don't have money, you can use that influence to gain money. If you need a team or if you needed people to do things for you or needed help, you could use that influence to, just kind of just elevate you and move forward. You see how certain YouTubers, they have no background in whatever sort of other sort of area that they're trying to go into, whether it be music or boxing, football, or fashion or football, and they'll use that influence that they have from YouTube to sort of gain leverage and so that they can
use their voice to influence others.
As look at Jake Paul, he had that fight yesterday. He's got the influence to get the right trainers in place. He actually fought a good fight. He actually kind of looks like a boxer.
Yeah. But I feel like this is the thing, I don't know. I think using our platforms to tell people that you don't need to follow these people, just to live your own life, is more the message that we should be pushing out rather than
get your clout up.
Do you know what I'm saying? Do your version of what I'm doing, basically.
Absolutely.
Do you see? Instead of watching me do it, I'm not saying
you can do it too. Yeah.
I'm not saying. Okay. I'm not saying.
The reason people watch others is to get inspired, though.
Yeah, not necessarily. Some people are just lazy.
True.
Some people just
But that's your mindset. You need to realize, why are you watching these people with clout?
Yeah.
Because you want to be.
So how are you supposed to touch these people if you don't have clout?
Pardon?
If you don't have a following, how are you supposed to
let people know this is?
You know what I mean? It's that old conundrum.
But this is what I'm saying. It's one.
Need experience to get a job. You need a job for experience.
It's a very personal journey. It's not something that you get. It's more like you realize, for me, I realized, for example, this podcast. I realized that I was done watching people do podcasts and me laughing as if I was in a room with people that were, do you know what I mean? They're doing jokes and stuff, and they're talking about life things, and I'm like, that's how I believe it. Oh yeah, I rate that. Or or they'll say something funny in the podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm just sitting in my room, just watching it. Where's mine? Type thing. And now we're here. What's going on, guys? This is Talk for England. My name's Nomain. We're here with TID and Hamad. And we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. Football, fashion, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. But back to my point. We need to kind of push more of the message of, don't just, I'm putting out content. Yeah, I'm funny. Yeah, I want to put out funny content. Yeah, I'm a comedian. Great. But it's not a thing of just sit down and watch me be doing funny. Yeah, think you do your thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
my point is that you need to get to a stage, and then that's what you do from there. You know. How are you supposed to perform in front of the audience?
Nah, but it's for example, videos I've done in the past, they're generally for myself and for my own personal evolution. My page, my Instagram page, my YouTube, all that kind of stuff. It's I want to inspire other people, great, and for them to do their own thing.
Right.
But it's more like a personal journey for myself to be Chris, you've evolved, and what have you done in the meantime type thing. Like for example, I want to achieve a lot. I want to be able to do a lot of different things.
Mhm.
Yeah. I want to be in the film industry, TV and film industry. I want to do the whole presenting and all that kind of stuff. But like the stuff is not going to happen overnight. And for me, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff is a place where you can log your stuff. Yeah, it's up to you if you share that with other people, if you have a private page or a public page. But for me, that's just my way of just. Do you know what I mean?
But in these types of industries,
and if I have a following, a big following or a small following, that's
Yeah.
like great or not so great. I don't care. It's just more about
I see your type
when you
point
come
of
to
view.
see my page. It's more about you can do like I'm not doing anything.
Inspiring
I'm not doing
others to
anything
do more.
to gain followers to be like, oh, okay, this is what's popping now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not
Mm.
doing video. If I do a video, it's because I genuinely like that video that popped, and I want to do my version of it.
Absolutely, I agree.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
If you're doing it for yourself, you're not doing it for
Yeah.
others, and that should be a message for everyone. And you're not trying to chase others' approval. I
Yeah.
agree, but at the same time, these social medias, they're there to network with people in the same fields as you.
100%. Yeah.
So
100%.
you're pushing out to connect with those people. You're trying to get that connection with people in the industry, so you can get there, work with them, and elevate yourself. So it's not all just for yourself. You're trying to.
But do you know? I think what I started the point on is clout necessary, or like people doing stuff for clout, is it necessary, all that kind of stuff. The reason why I brought it up is because I see people doing, like, for example, like certain like YouTubers, they'll do every single TikTok, they'll do every single
one,
every single one,
every single
every
one,
viral thing. Everyone, and I'm
Nah,
like,
that shit's
bro.
corny.
I know you don't like it. You're
And
just
I'm
doing
like,
it.
yeah,
shit
and you're
is
just
so
doing
corny.
it.
It's
You're
so
just doing
corny.
it to be on someone's For You page,
that's
and you're
facts.
just doing it to be on. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing not just YouTubers. I'm seeing rappers just to see if they can get into that following.
That's true.
To break into that bracket, just to get a few hundred people onto their page. I'm like,
Trust.
bro.
I saw one of the
it's
cringiest things the other
forcing.
day. You showed me that guy was dancing like with money in his hand and went to some like beggars pretty much on the
Right.
side and handed to them while doing like a dance move, like fucking.
What, like, did that type
Yeah,
of
he went on the
You know what I
ground,
mean?
like handed to a little kid,
Right, just
little
doing,
kid begging for food
right.
or money.
I saw one.
I was like,
I saw
what is
one.
going on?
I saw one. I genuinely wanted to throw my phone. It was one of them Saturday morning, just woke up. I know, trying to break out the mold of picking up my phone first thing when I wake up. But picked up my phone, and it was an Instagram reel, and I don't know if this Down syndrome kid was actually the dude's brother or not. But the guy walks out of his house, turns around, and his I'm guessing it's his brother. Down syndrome brother comes down, and he's like, wait, Gary, I'm gonna miss you. And his brother walks back. He's like, I'll be home soon, brother.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be home soon, buddy. Don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, okay. And like, it's all filmed. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's all
Right.
this. And it's like, are we supposed to think that's
normal.
that just happened?
Yeah.
Like, that's just candid? Like, that wasn't staged? Is that what you were trying to push?
You're just trying to pull a heartstrings.
Do you know what I mean? And like, it's just, you've just done that for clout. Like, you've only done that for viewers.
It's not
That's
help-
true. Do you know what? It's
Do you
an
see what I'm trying to say?
epidemic,
And
yeah.
like, you've used
People doing stuff for
people-
clout.
You used your
You've
brother's
used your brother's
illness,
disability,
yeah.
like, if not disability, but you know what I mean. Like, you've used that because you know it's gonna. People are
Now,
gonna
people
see that on Saturday
doing
morning.
stuff for clout is wrong. That's just wrong.
All right, so we can agree on that.
Yeah, we can agree on
People
that.
doing
Thank
stuff
you.
for clout just for clout's sake
Yeah.
is wrong.
Alright.
See, this
cool.
is the thing. We don't drip for clout.
No, I know.
We
I've
don't make
never-
music
I've
for clout. We
Right.
don't do what we do for clout.
You
but
love
we
it.
want
Yeah.
I
clout,
wouldn't fuck.
but it's
I wouldn't
not.
fuck with you guys if you did do it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Clout's something that I'd like, but I'm not doing it for clout
I feel you. Like, you want recognition for.
because I think I'm drippy.
I fucks with you, man. I fucks with you.
I'm different.
Yeah. Look at him. Look at it. Got a
Special.
blurred out Man United shirt on.
And a human made.
I like that.
You get me?
Jeez.
Always dripping.
Alright, Pharrell
Yo,
Williams.
shout out Cavani.
What's going on here? Yeah. Late winners, bro.
Bro, I love it. I told you that's
So
gonna happen.
lucky,
I
bro.
told you it's gonna happen.
So just Fergie time still exists in 2020, bro.
Yeah.
Don't get it. It needs to done.
It's in their DNA, and I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has that DNA in him. He has it. That's why.
What
it's
are you
50-50.
talking about?
It's in him.
What are you talking about?
It's in him, and he spreads it to the team.
No, I don't understand what
that
you're talking
United, Manchester United.
about. You lost 6-1 to Spurs, you know.
That was a while ago. Allow it.
Out of traffic.
Allow it. Okay.
That's a long time ago. It was like 2 months ago, if that.
Allow it.
6 weeks.
Okay. Forget about that. Let's move forward.
It
Alright.
wasn't even that still. It was quite frequent. Anywho.
End of the season. Watch.
So what's your prediction? What's your predictions for the Chelsea Tottenham game? It's kicking off right 3 minutes in.
3 minutes in. I think Tottenham will win 2-1.
2-1 Tottenham.
Yeah.
2-1 Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham have shown more resilience lately, of late, but I feel like Chelsea have done so too. Like 6 clean sheets in a row or something. I think they conceded in the
wow.
last game, but they've had a lot of clean sheets.
Okay.
And they are looking quite good going forward and better defensively. So who knows? Who knows? I think it could be a draw. I think a draw suits both of them.
I could see a boring 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Who's got a better squad?
I think
That's a
overall
great
Chelsea
question.
do, but I think Tottenham have more top players.
They do. I'd rather.
Nah,
Tottenham's team.
I think Tottenham.
Chelsea can fight on more different fronts. They have
Right.
More.
I think Chelsea on paper have our top three teams in the Prem.
Matt.
Yeah, definitely. Liverpool, Man City.
Chelsea. When you look at their squad,
I don't know, man.
Depends. They've got so much. It's unproven though.
Yeah.
It's unproven.
Is it?
It's potential.
Thiago Silva's unproven in
Zuma's
the Prem.
unproven. I don't think Zuma's
I
unproven.
think he's unproven at the top level. Consistent season.
He
top
had a
level.
season at Everton and he's come back.
That season with Everton was quite bad. It wasn't great.
Was that Garcia's season?
Yeah. It's quite bad. Shoes.
I mean, Kurt Zuma for me.
He's not a
He's a
leader. He's not a leader.
He's a top six. He's a top 6 centre back though.
Chelsea need top 2 centre back.
You're not wrong.
Chelsea need top world class centre back. You do know, like.
No, but do you know
That's the
how
most
difficult?
successful
I know,
club
but
in
do you understand that being in the Prem top 6, you can pretty much can go into any squad in Europe.
Okay, let's talk about creme de la creme.
But
Like-
look, like, am I cap? When you think about it, am I capping? If you're in the top 6 Prem squad, there's only a handful of players that don't deserve to be there. Like for example, like you can say
Chelsea since they won the
Arsenal.
Champions League are in the bracket of. They're not the same, but they're in the bracket of the Bayern Munich's,
Who's that? Sorry?
Juventus,
Who's that? Sorry.
Chelsea. Since they won Champions League, they're in that category of the Bayern Munich's, Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona. They should be signing the best players in the world. They should have the best players in the world should be playing for Chelsea.
They should want to play for Chelsea.
You know what I mean?
but-
they have the money. They're paying the wages. They've been successful for over 10 years. They're the most successful English club in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And the most successful London club.
In the 2010s.
Wasn't that in 2017 though?
It's still now.
No, I think that was. No, as in, wasn't that statement said into like 3 years ago? It
What
wasn't
statement?
said recently. Like Chelsea being the most.
No, in terms of trophies,
In terms of trophies,
major
yeah.
trophies, Chelsea won the most out of any English
Yeah.
squad. In the
Still
2010s.
now in 2020.
Still.
In 2010s, yeah. In 10 years, it's mad.
They actually dominated it.
It's mad.
They also won the Europa League like 2
Like-
seasons ago.
Yeah, twice. They won the Europa League
I
twice.
mean, they may be the biggest. What was it? What did you say? What was the
Most
statement again?
successful.
most successful.
Most successful club in England in the past 10 years or whatever. I don't care, but they're still going to get slapped up by Arsenal. So I don't care. When they come in, they're still going
And
to get slapped
Tottenham.
up. They're still going to get slapped up. It's peak. I actually think I can't say that because, to be fair, I want to draw because I'm never backing Tottenham. Fuck Tottenham.
Yeah, of course not.
Sorry, not fuck Tottenham. Like dead Tottenham. I don't care about Tottenham. But yeah,
Yeah, they're not as special as people say they are. Chelsea, I don't think so.
No one's as special.
They are.
I think Frank Lampard Loki's a bomb. He's had a good.
No. Do you see my thing with Frank Lampard? Yeah, I don't care. Like you lot can come for me. I don't business.
Why are people?
Frank Lampard, yeah, you can't tell me with these industries, corporations, whatever you call it, he's been shadowed into the job. He's been cultured into the job. Look at Wayne Rooney. He's just been cultured into the job. Steven Gerrard, watch. We all know Klopp's going to do a 10-year at Liverpool, and Steven Gerrard is going to take over at Liverpool, and it's just going to be like that. And
but you got to look at it from the other side. Yeah, one thing. And
it's just like just quick one. And it's just like freaking what's the Newcastle manager? Steve Bruce, freaking Sam Allardyce, freaking. Roy Hodgson, all these ex-players, ex-English players that have just walked in. White English managers that have just walked in. And, you're just a great David Moyes, all of them.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. You're great, bruv. Where's Sol Campbell? Sol Campbell's having to fight, bruv. Fight for a job. Fight for one. Freaking, you got so many. Paul Ince got destroyed when he took over Blackburn. First black manager in the Prem, but has there been one since? Chris Hughton, but. That's it. I think there's literally been 2 managers in the Prem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But one thing I want to say.
But yeah, sorry, that was just my little rant about
one
managers.
Thing I want to say is that
I got my level 2. I got my level 2 football coaching badge, and I was like, you know what? I don't even see people that look like me.
True.
Coaching. Am I even going to get that far? I would love to go to academy coach or not even high up. Just how comfy is to be like a Prem academy coach. How comfy a job like that is.
I don't.
It's a comfy job. It's a very comfy job.
I know. I don't think we're looking for comfy around here, though.
I know. I'm trying to get elite.
No. But I'm talking about, for me, football was my first love. So
yeah. So
my first thing for me was like football getting paid to do football.
100%.
So whether it was to be a player or to be a coach, and then when I after my time at Wickham, and just realising certain things, at 19 years old, I was like, I'm not going to be a coach. Well, not now, not in how things are.
You have more things on your plate now. You know, so much more dreams. So
this is what I'm saying. And also I can't lie. It's not just that I wanted. Like I realised that there wasn't people that looked like me in the industry of coaching. I knew I had put like my creative mindset on the back burner my entire life, and I was just like, you know what? Let's
take it up a notch.
Yeah, it's time to go. And I think we all did that. I think we all had parts in our life. I think TD will agree, where we had just times in our life where we had to let certain people go. We had to cut ties. We had to.
Facts.
We
had to move on.
We just had to move on and get on with our evolution and just.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want to be in a comfortable position. Sometimes you're too comfortable where you don't want to go forward, even if you know someone's not doing the best for you. You know.
Yeah.
And I think certain people, because they were just so so stagnant in their lives, they weren't just, I have no problem with, like, everyone has their flaws, everyone has.
Did you have anyone like that in your life?
I've had to drop several friends,
right?
Several people. To be fair, God pushed them out of my life. I feel like He pushed them out of my life so I could find something better, because I feel like when I have relationships, I'm very
100
sort of 100, and like I really want to hang on to that relationship. So I feel like they had to be pushed out of my life so I could discover something better and move on to the next thing. Because at that time when they were in my life, they were on some things that like were sort of
draining me.
Sort of.
Oh no. If you want to name drop, we can name drop.
I'll never name drop, but
why not? We'll get them in.
They were on some things that like I was on at that time.
But
then I pushed past it, and then like.
So when you realised that you didn't need it anymore.
Yeah, I pushed past it, and I expected them to come with me.
Yeah,
right.
But like they didn't come.
And
with
the thing,
me. So you had to get left behind.
You tell them this is what you're on, and I'm gonna go here, but they're just lagging behind.
Hey.
And they don't want to change. A lot of people just don't want to change because they're comfortable in what they're doing, and it's not a bad thing at all.
No, it's just them with their evolution.
Yeah.
And
See,
sometimes it's awkward.
Thing, yeah.
Sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes it's really easy. Like for example,
I think that's the most awkward. Sometimes I had friends who were really close, and then it was almost easy to not become friends with them because none of their mindset changed, and my mindset completely changed.
Yeah.
I still like them as a person, but I wouldn't want to hang out with them anymore.
Right.
And the same with them. And nothing was said, and it wasn't like a bad ending. Like, I know you've had bad endings. Most of the friends I've dropped, it's never a bad ending. It's just like, I see you there, and you're going in this direction. That's cool.
Right.
See, now for me, it's not even more. It's less friendships. It's more relationships. It's like I'll give myself to a person, and like even with my ex, like I'll give myself all, and it will take something like a mad disrespect, a stupid disrespect, for me to be like,
end it.
Like sin, you know what I mean? But once you're cut, you're cut, and that's just what it is.
Are you so you learn from those experiences, though, right?
Of course.
With the next relationship.
You thriving. You just. Do you know what it is? Well, I say you're thriving. You just need to make sure that whoever, this is obviously just relationship speaking, whoever you're with is aware of where you've come from. Because if they're not aware of where you've come from and they don't truly understand for themselves where you come from, then it's just conflict. You get conflict. You get because it's just they don't understand why you move.
But a lot of people I've heard in relationships don't want to talk about their ex. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
no, it's not even about talking about the ex. But obviously you've been. I don't want to use the word so harshly, but you've been traumatized by certain actions and situations that you've been in.
Mm-hmm.
To a point where, for example, just dealing with certain dilemmas could just be day-to-day dilemmas, like when you get faced with, I don't know, like no, wake up and there's no hot water, something like that, like boiler's out or something, it's cold or something like that, and seeing how you maneuver through your day with a partner, things like that can, like, what you're used to, your partner could have been quite toxic, and you've now got used to something that isn't natural, so that when it's just you can go down a mad rabbit hole with it. But they need to be aware of certain triggers for you. They need to be aware that certain things may trigger you, because if you enter a similar situation, it may, not in a bad way, it may not trigger you to be angry or upset, but you may just be less talkative. You may just become a different type of person. You may be a lot more giving.
So your advice would be to get it all on the table immediately when you become in a relationship.
That is when they come about, you talk about them.
To be honest, I'm all about the drip and the music. I can't be bothered with all the rest.
Relationships like that.
Nah.
He's got the most experience with relationships. You have.
Trust me, it is not wanted experience. Trust me. It's not wanted experience.
I'm all about
I heard people say you need to get work experience in there before you get married.
I feel like for me it's more like the universal, like you just realise it's just slowly but surely you see, like, I can't see myself chilling with this person next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes you don't even have to say it to yourself, you just know it instinctively. You don't even have to mention it to him, mention it to yourself. It's just like naturally evolving.
Yeah, 100%, man. I might cut Tito from the podcast, you know. I might just be like, yo, still just on his phone all the time.
No, read it.
Cavani official, gracias Negrito. Who said that? Did he say that?
Yeah, he did.
I don't get it.
Obviously you wouldn't. Oh, show it to
Does it mean thank you, black man? I don't know what Negrito means.
Is this Edison Cavani to
his story, yeah. He put up gracias Negrito. That's like,
I'm guessing in this country it means black brother or something. That's like the same thing. No? What does it mean?
No.
This just means black person. Whoa! Big backlash.
A member of a black people.
Has he taken it down?
Little black person.
Has he taken it down?
Yeah.
He has taken it down.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's taking it down. I'm not sure. But people are
talking. Who is the guy?
It's Cavani, bro.
No, who's he replying to?
it doesn't even matter about context. You shouldn't. Even
It does.
be saying
If it's his teammate or his
be
player
saying
or
that.
his
Let's have a
bro,
look, let's have a
it's
look.
less serious than if it's.
Let's have a look. To be fair, is this Uruguayan people? That's this ain't gonna respect.
In the 80s and 90s, because this is something that we spoke about in the last podcast, in the first episode, but we haven't brought into this about like race and stuff. But if you think about in the 70s and 80s, they were doing fucked up shit to us, and we had a right to be angry.
Yeah.
And we had a right to be like, I know.
Right.
Whereas in 2020 now, yeah, when there's fucked up shit, yeah, we protest and we say no, that's not cool. But when it comes to like social situations and interactions like this one, like Karani, I think it's more about education, man. Because if you don't educate, you're gonna. It's like being in a maths class and not getting algebra and being like, how do you not get algebra?
Yeah.
Like it's algebra. How do you not get it? And you're gonna be like, well, if you teach me,
Oh,
I know it sounds to us black people that sounds mad because it's like, why do you need to be? But when
your whole family, your all people around you,
this is what I'm saying.
it's not a bad thing for him. He doesn't think it's a bad thing, but he just needs to be educated.
Yeah, man. So, but
Music.
yeah, music. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain things like, I think Luis Suarez, with the whole Luis Suarez thing, he did the actual monkey chants or something like that.
Yeah, that's effed.
So yeah, that's fucked. So.
Yeah,
So
that's obviously you're trying to be offensive.
I feel like I just care about, the music and the drip. It's definitely not about the relationship thing for me right now.
Yeah, no, but obviously you dealing with cutting certain people off.
Yeah.
It's part of the journey.
It's part of the journey, yeah. It's part of the journey, man.
I get it. Like
And you've got to enjoy the journey and not just think about the destination.
You're basically saying because dripping music is all that matters, cutting off people was inevitable, basically.
Yeah. It was.
I like that.
It was
I fuck with
inevitable, yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that
That's
still.
facts.
I fuck with that. So what about the music? Is it that, like, what's the next step? Like, what's the next part? What's the next chapter?
Yeah, the next chapter is just, shining,
Okay.
Just shining for real, like, it's the second stage, the second coming, as they say.
The ascension.
Right.
The ascension, the
Okay.
evolution.
I said the second coming. That's a big talk.
You know what? Yeah,
It's crazy talk.
I've had to rein in that God complex as well now because
You realised you had one.
yeah,
You didn't really
yeah.
think you had one before.
You said something the other day, and like we'll obviously discuss whether we'll keep it in or not. But you said something the other day when we were heading to one of our boys' house. When you said that you treat people, you were treating people like not like characters.
Characters, yeah.
I thought that in a good way, like that opened my eyes to so many, not necessarily with my own life, but I see that in other people. I see where I'm just like, wow, yeah, you're just like a pawn in his life though. Like you're just like, oh yeah, you're just a means of, yeah. Oh yeah.
Means to an end.
You're not even means to an end, but like you like
In the game, sometimes it's like you gotta use or be used, which is like it's kind of sad. But if you're like, you just gotta be aware that that's what other people are doing, and that's what some people, that's the way they view.
But yeah, that just opened up my eyes, man. When you I was just like, rah. And obviously, when it makes you kind of catch yourself and be like, rah, who's treating me like that? Like, them ones there.
Yeah, you take a step
real,
back.
You take a step back and you're like, rah.
I had to really rein that in because it's a fine line between narcissism and confidence, and I don't think people have this sort of negative sort of connotation of the word narcissism, but we all have narcissistic tendencies.
Oh yeah, we can't help it.
You know what I mean?
It's just how
part
we
of
are.
our ego.
Yeah.
It's part of the ego. Someone who's a narcissist can be a good person. You know what I mean? It's all to do with
I think
intention?
the biggest intention behind it. I think the best people that have done stuff in the world have been narcissists.
Yes, they have.
They've had
You've got to believe you can.
They've had to be, because when you think about it, there's no way that you get to, for example, it sounds bad, but it's like, for me, every president, every prime minister, every single one of them is a narcissist. Because there's no way that you have not this, like, when you get announced as the prime minister or the president, this isn't like, oh my God, thank you so much. I never saw this coming.
Everyone else.
Thank you. Oh, it's you. Do you know what I mean?
They'd be like,
they've seen.
Thankfully, it's me. Like, come on, you're supposed to be me.
I've worked for this. Right. This is my thing.
Right. They've played this chess
I'm the
game.
leader. Listen to what I have to say now.
Yeah. It's like they've played this chess.
What makes you more qualified than anyone else?
Yeah.
They basically played the chess game that's got them there so many times in their head. So you must have been. You do you know what I mean? So it's like when you enter a certain meeting,
you be kissing
10 years beforehand, you're like,
that's some real shit.
It's the same thing. So like, it's like, rah.
Even if you want to have, whatever peace in the world,
so really,
you can still be a very big narcissist.
Yeah, and I think we've villainized the narcissist.
Because a lot of narcissists are bad.
No, don't get me wrong. You got narcissists that are obviously just for their sole gain, and just be like, okay, right. So if you do this for me. If you do X, if this person feels like they can do this and this for me, I'll get this and this done. Calm.
I'll act this certain way, so they think I'm like this. But really,
it's glorified in the game. Like it's glorified in all walks of life.
Yeah, within relationships, it needs to be looked at seriously, but in the ways of business,
any industry, if
you
want to rise to the top,
it's what you got to do.
You have to look out for it.
Bread and butter.
It's what you got to do to get to the top, bro. So
to be a winner.
Yeah, I don't. Do you feel that you had to? I don't know. Is the plan very well thought out?
You know what? Yeah, I used to think that everything was about me. Like I used to think that like just everything was like about T-Day, and so right now in my head I've got like a series of steps I want to take. I've been working diligently towards like the new tape coming out,
new videos coming out.
New
you got a date for that yet?
Not for the tape. I wanted it to come out in September, but it's not going to happen. I'm just going to not.
COVID settings. We get it. December. We'll get it. The fans understand.
It's just not done.
The fans understand.
Yeah. So. But yeah, the music coming out soon.
You know what? Sort of. I think helped change your mind about it's not all about T-Days. When we went to Birmingham and saw our friend Mukhtar, who's a creative director for a brand called Cruise Gang, and he helps out these other artists.
Yeah.
And those other artists are fairly, clout.
Decent, yeah.
They got some clout. They're Nigerian artists, but they make sort of UK-ish music. What do you say?
Okay.
Yeah, they make like sort of like Western
to cater to the people.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because obviously, like it's become sort of like a one conglomerate.
He was telling us, that these two artists, even though we see them on Instagram, it doesn't look like they're doing a lot, but they've got a massive team behind them.
Right, and that's what it is. It's all about team.
They've got people behind them.
It's all about working together, teamwork
together diligently. Even though it looks he doesn't put them on his Instagram. You don't see those people, the behind the scenes people. Right. You don't see them in his music. He doesn't talk about them.
No, but this is the thing, and this is what I think I've been trying to stress to a lot of independent artists is stop feeling like you have to be know how you want to market, but don't feel like you have to be the one to do it. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you have to put everything into it. You need to go and find your marketing assistant. You need to go find your PR person. You need to go find your manager.
Yeah, don't feel defeated if you can't do something.
Because when you think about it, but it's like it's one of them things where it's like you need to work sideways. I see so many people who's like, oh, shout me out under this person's post so they see my app. Shout me out under this, and it's like they'll think if they get enough of these things on social media that someone's going to ask them to come into the studio. And 1 in 10,000 maybe, 1 in 5,000 maybe, someone's going to see you on social media, see you do a freestyle, and they'll invite you into the studio, and then you'll blow up from that.
Right, 1 in 10,000.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like 1 in 10,000, right?
You need to help the people around you to.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? But if you went, I went to uni, and I was like, you were studying marketing, you're not doing nothing right now. You got your little 9 to 5 job, but do you want to come on pro bono and just help me with my career, like help me like
You can meet
just
these
market,
people.
do all this kind of stuff, and like network and all that kind of stuff.
Do things for free. People forget.
People that want to be music managers,
Mm.
they're just waiting. They're just sit like interns at music companies, music
Yeah.
labels. They're sitting there just giving out letters and giving out mail and all that kind of stuff. When they could just be like on Instagram, look at these freaking rappers and singer-songwriters that've got 900 followers, and be like, look, like I'm just trying to get in on the business, get some experience. Do you need a manager? Like, I'm not going to take any.
Do you need help?
Yeah.
I can come to a shoot. I can help you out.
Right, exactly.
That's what I reckon with Mukhtar. He gets just random people just coming to his shoot just to help him out.
Yeah.
And then he'll call them next time and say,
Right.
I've got another shoot. I'd like you to come along and help out.
Right.
And then they build a team, and then boom.
So
You're
I've
doing
got
a lot higher level quality stuff.
facts.
Mhm.